So this one time at band camp, I'm joking, it wasn't band camp. It was prison. Yeah. Prison. I've told this story before, but I have been asked to tell it again. So here we go. I was working the med window with an officer I'll call Donkey. And we're basically there to make sure that the inmates are taking their pills and swallowing their pills and not hiding them in their mouth. And then they carry on and we go on to the next inmate. Well, Donkey and I are standing there. It's the end of the pill line time. And I think we had like 2 or 3 inmates left. When all of a sudden we see an inmate that we called Paris approaching us from the south end of the compound. So we're standing there and we're just kind of watching him. And he gets up to us and he looks right at Donkey and goes, "I need to declare a medical emergency. Sorry, I just had a coughing attack." Oh my God. I can't do 2 things at once. Breathing and swallowing don't work. Any tits. Paris comes walking up to us and tells Donkey that he's declaring a medical emergency. So Donkey and I kind of look at each other and we look back at him because he did not appear to be bleeding, dead, broken, or dying, which is normally the causes that you declare a medical emergency. So I look at him and I go, "Well, what's your issue?" He looks at me and he goes, "My asshole exploded." I was like, "What?" He goes, "My asshole exploded. It exploded." So I looked at Donkey and I go, "He declared the medical emergency to you, buddy, not me. It's on you." I'm pulling rank. So Donkey then decides to ask Paris, what does he mean his asshole exploded? And Paris explained that his boyfriend did not like how loose his booty hole had gotten and decided to do some stitching of the booty hole to make it tighter. Well, they didn't realize that by making it tighter and sewing it up meant that stuff that was inside couldn't come outside. And when he tried to go to the bathroom, it exploded. So I'm totally grossed out. I'm going, oh my God. I looked at Donkey and I again said, "I'm pulling rank. This is on you, buddy." So Donkey had to take the inmate into medical. They sent him out to an outside hospital to have his booty hole fixed, which meant he had to go under surgery, under anesthesia, and go through surgery to have his butthole sewn together the correct way. They end up coming back from the hospital, and I get called up to the gate to process the inmate back in. I go walking up, and I see Donkey. I said, "How'd that go, buddy?" And he goes, "I hate you. I hate everything about you. I don't even want to talk to you right now. I hate you." I get the inmate out of the van, and he's like, "I feel great." Yikes. And some of you may ask, how did they get the sewing needle and the thread to do that in the first place? We used to hand out sewing kits to the inmates way back in the day. And there's some still floating around, especially with the older inmate population that may have a life sentence. They all had them. So they just used the needle and thread and sewed it together. And what they use is a thing called Thorettes. Have you ever heard of Thorettes? Thorettes is a cough drop that numbs everything that it touches. And we used to issue them to inmates when they had sore throats because it would numb their entire mouth and their throat. So what they did is they took a Thorette and put it in the booty hole to numb the booty hole before they sewed it shut. Yeah, prison ingenuity. But yeah, that's the time we had an inmate's asshole explode on the compound. Good story. My asshole exploded.